Have you ever looked at really wealthy people and wondered how they just seem to get richer and richer, almost automatically? Well, it's not some big secret, and it's definitely not magic. It's just math. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this amazing financial puzzle, why your wealth journey seems to hit a supercharger right after you cross that first 1 crore mark. All right, let's get into it.
I mean, this is the big question, right? For so many of us, it feels like you're pushing this giant boulder uphill for years and years, and then all of a sudden, the path gets smoother, and the momentum just takes over. We're going to break down exactly why that feeling is real and what it means for how you should think about your own money.
The best way to think about this is to see your journey in 2 totally different parts. That first crore, that's the long, hard climb. Seriously, it's built on your sweat, your discipline, and you consciously saving money from your paycheck. But the next crore, that's a whole different story. That's the rapid ascent, and it's powered by something way, way stronger than just your salary.
So let's talk about that grind at the beginning. It can be super frustrating. I get it. It feels slow, and you might feel like you're not making progress. But there's a really clear, simple mathematical reason for it. And once you understand it, everything starts to make sense.
Okay, so here's the key. In the early days, it's not about the percentage return you get, it's about the actual absolute amount of money that return creates. You could be getting a fantastic 12 or 15% return, but if it's on a small amount of money, the profit is, well, it's also small. It's not life-changing. At this stage, your savings are doing almost all of the heavy lifting.
Now check out these numbers, because this lays it out perfectly. If you have 1 lakh rupees invested, a great 12% return gets you 12,000 rupees for the whole year. Move up to 10 lakhs, and that same 12% gets you 1.2 lakhs. Better, for sure, but look at that last row. 1 crore earning 12%? That's 12 lakh rupees in profit in 1 year. That's a massive, passive income stream.
And this chart just makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? The little bars for 1 lakh and 10 lakhs are just tiny compared to that absolute skyscraper of profit that 1 crore generates. This visual right here, that is the mathematical wall you're climbing at the beginning. It shows you exactly why getting that first big base of capital is so important.
But this is where the story gets really, really exciting. Because once you've climbed that wall and built that base, you hit what I call compounding's escape velocity. This is that magical tipping point where your money, well, it finally starts working harder than you do.
I absolutely love this quote, because it just nails the huge shift that happens. You literally go from being a builder, laying every single brick by hand with the money you save, to becoming an architect, where the structure you already built starts building on top of itself.
Let's just pause on this for a second. 12 lakh rupees. Just think about that. That's the potential earning power of your money in just 1 year, and that's without you saving or adding a single new rupee from your salary. For a lot of people, that's more than a whole year's salary. That could be your rent, your bills, your groceries, all paid for while you sleep. This is the engine of wealth we're talking about.
And look how this timeline shows the snowball effect. If you just leave that 1 crore alone, let it do its thing at 12%, it can double to 2 crores in about 6 years. But then, look, in just 4 more years, it's over 3 crores. Did you catch that? The second crore took 6 years. The third one took only 4. That is acceleration in action. Okay, all of this sounds amazing, but the big question is, how do you actually get to that first crore? The good news is, it's not a secret formula. Let's look at 2 of the most proven, disciplined ways to build your launchpad to wealth.
First up is the mighty SIP, the Systematic Investment Plan. It's so simple, and that's why it's so powerful. You just invest a fixed amount of money automatically every single month, no matter what. It takes the emotion out of it and builds that crucial habit of consistency.
And here is the proof of why it works. Just look at this. A steady sip of just 10,000 rupees a month, earning a pretty reasonable 12% return, can get you to that 1 crore mark in about 21 years. And if you can manage to stretch that to just under 20,000 a month, you could get there in only 15 years. This makes the goal feel real and totally doable.
But you might be wondering, what if you get a bonus or maybe an inheritance? You have a lump sum of cash. How does investing that one-time amount stack up against that slow and steady SIP approach?
Okay, this comparison is so fascinating. So we know the 10K monthly SIP gets you there in 21 years. But if you invested a single, one-time lump sum of 5 lakhs, it would take 27 years to hit that same 1 crore goal.
That just shows you the unbelievable power of consistent, regular investing month after month.
So, we've covered the math, we've covered the methods, but I want to be clear, reaching that 1 crore mark isn't the finish line. Nope. In a lot of ways, it's actually the starting line for a whole new challenge and maybe an even more important one.
All right, so here's your game plan. First, just start a SIP. Even if it's a small amount, start today to build the habit. Second, make sure you're diversified. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, spread your money out in things like index funds or mutual funds. And finally, maybe the biggest rule of all, avoid lifestyle inflation. This is the trap. As your income and wealth grow, you have to resist the urge to immediately upgrade your car, your phone, your apartment. If your spending grows just as fast as your net worth, you'll be stuck on that treadmill forever.
And I'll leave you with this final thought. The path to building wealth, using discipline, consistency, compounding, it's basically a solved problem. We know how it works. The real test, the true test of your character and your wisdom might not be in getting the money, but in how you manage it and how you manage yourself once you have it. What do you think?